Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to Daily Update my 1000 Day Challenge. This is day 671, so let's get things started. Alright, so first and foremost, in terms of balance update, structure-wise, equity values remain the same, no change in terms of that. If you look in terms of US market-wise or even the China market equities yesterday was across the board very similar price action in the sense that we all form a red bearish candlestick even for Bitcoin itself. However, if you look across the board and in terms of zooming out wise, what you do see macro wise or the bigger scale, bigger picture wise, it looks very different. So on the US market side of things, we do see potential bounce today simply because we still remains above the 20 exponential moving average on the daily chart for both the Nasdaq and the S&P 500. So there's a very first good sign that we are currently seeing a bounce right now over here. So on the other hand, for China market itself, even though we did form a red bearish candlestick itself, generally even with a red bearish engulfing stick, you want it to actually open lower the following day to keep the kind of confirmation go ahead. That is where sellers will be more keen to sell and put a sell order right below that in that sense. But however, it seems that we are breaking above it, and in which case it could mark a potential clear reversal in terms of midterm wise as well. So that's something to bear in mind. So for ASHR KMAP, there's definitely a potential good sign in terms of potential reversal. But let's see how things goes. We still have a key number of, I wouldn't say number, I'll say plenty of key up hits, kind of overhead resistance ahead in that sense. All right, and finally for Bitcoin itself, so it's the only one that actually performed worse among the market if you're comparing it to a similarity in the US market, simply because of the fact that even though it formed a red bearish candlestick, key thing is that it actually broke below the 20 exponential moving average, which is what I mentioned, that if we actually do find support over there, I'll be very keen to add in both in terms of long-term position and also maybe perhaps a potential price action long setup trade as well. But unfortunately, that didn't happen, so I'm definitely not taking a long trade in terms of that for short-term trade. In terms of long-term investment-wise, I'll potentially still be putting into a small position-wise, but nothing too big of a concern. So, yep, otherwise, that's more or less about it. I don't see any potential price setup. I'm also not looking for entirely to enter a short right now for Bitcoin if you're looking on a 4-hour daily time frame. Reason being is on the higher time frame on the weekly chart. Now, what I mentioned, we reformed 8 or 9 consecutive weeks of weekly bearish candlestick itself, which is not a norm for regardless of what market you're in, especially when the market itself fundamentally has not had any change. In addition to that, you also do see the length of the red candlestick diminishing in terms of length and the width of it increasing itself. So this shows that buyers and sellers are more in a conflict kind of a stage, and we do get reduced volatility towards the end of a potential relief rally or even a reversal pattern in that sense. So I do think that we would at the very minimum see a relief rally, which would go up to around 34, 35K or even higher. The question is when will that take place? It could be this week, next week, or even the following week around the June period, I would say. So that will be the more likely period to form. Of course, it could also come after the June period, but let's see how things goes. We could, without a doubt, form a range bound or larger range bound kind of zone between the low of the 30K, between the low around the 25K region all the way up to the 30, 31K or 32K region itself, and range bound between that for extended period of time, even for say 3 months to 4 months or even 6 months down the road. That could without doubt be another possibility as well. So let's see how things goes. Otherwise, that's more or less about it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to provide your comments below, or see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye.